Okay, we back on our ranting and raving. I believe everything's back to working all right. You two people, appreciate you being patient. We're making commentary. This is what commentary sounds like. Yeah, so anyway, I knew a lot of Mennonites, and I knew people that talked in tongues, and they were hard workers, and they were good people, and they meant well. So I would never, like, try to force it on them what I think, is what I'm trying to say. Just because it's not for me, and I think it's silly, doesn't mean I was ever going to be like, hey, you got something wrong with you. The way they explained it to me is that it's like something you've never experienced before. It's inexplicable, but literally God comes into your body. And it is so overpowering, and you're filled with euphoria and joy, and you basically black out. And when you come to, you've spoken. You've spoken, it's gibberish. But they think it's like the language of God, I guess. I'm not really too sure. Because it's not like they're speaking Sanskrit. Like, if they started speaking, like, Latin or Sanskrit or something, I'd be like, God damn, something to this. You know? They don't. It's just gibberish. But they say it's just gibberish because we can't understand the language of God. But the disciples could, apparently. They were able to write the Bible. Churches can do a lot of good stuff. I'd never judge them. I've known a lot of good people in the church. I've known good friends. I've got a religious family. And, you know, if the big thing ever comes, I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. But my niece, for instance, she considers herself an atheist. She's only 15, and she just takes whatever controversial point she knows will piss off her family. And I know for a fact that all I can ever do to that and say to that is like, you know, that's fine. You have your own mind. You get to make up your own decisions. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, wow, that's so enlightened. No, I do it specifically because if I would ever be like, hey, maybe you want to think about this some more. Maybe it's not so cut and dry. She'd never, ever want to open her mind to any other of the ideas that are out there. And that's all. I'm not saying, hey, become a Christian or whatever. You know, for all I care, become a Buddhist or just maybe what I'm saying is don't make your mind up at 15 that you got the world figured out. But she won't know that because she's 15. Oh, Shanabosha, that's a thing a lot of people in my church said while speaking in tongues. And Ashton, if I remember from our conversation, you're less of a fan of it than I am. Like, big time. You're not a fan. Shanabosha. Like, does that actually mean something again? For real, if they spoke in a legitimate language, like Sanskrit or Arabic or Latin, I would say we got to study this. At the very least, we got to look into this. This is something else. Something's going on in the brain on a really deep level that I want to know about and understand. But they don't, that I have ever seen or know about. In fact, that one billionaire pastor who did the whole COVID-19 exorcism, he can just turn it on and off at will. So how powerful of a happening is it really if you can just turn it on and off? You don't even have to, like, have a ceremony. Like, at least the Greeks, when they wanted to speak to I forget what the seers, they would, you know, it had to be like on a blood moon, and you had to sacrifice a goat, and you had to look at the entrails, and everybody had to go into a cave, and she was a virgin, and she was hyped up on drugs and shit. You know, then it's like, hey, at least we're having a party. But with this stuff, you don't even got to have a party. You can just turn it on and off. Oh, bakalakadu, shanamu, chicka-chicka-poo, da-la-la-da-doo. And you practice that. And imagine, like, you can just come up with that right now, and then you practice that for 2 or 3 days. You could have that down real good. You could be really convincing. With just a little bit of practice, I think. Yep, yeah. and I can't blame you for that. If I was forced into the evangelical stuff my entire life, I would feel the same way. Like I said, I was fortunate that we had that Methodist church I was in was a good church, and we helped, and it was a solid group. and I felt good about it. Like there was a good, wholesome, genuine feeling about the whole thing. And didn't have that at Super Kids, which is the 9-day. Oh, it's a thing. It's like a rock festival for Christians, for kids. I detested that place. I never felt comfortable. And I'm saying, oh my god, it was, you know, like, I was scarred by it. It was just bullshit. Didn't want to be there. Didn't like what I was hearing. Didn't like what I was seeing. You're really gonna tell me, you know, this is a really touchy point, but it's the whole, like, trans thing, where it's like, you know, a 4-year-old can decide their gender. Okay, let's take that same logic to those events. A kid can definitely be indoctrinated to think one way or another. There's so much they don't know about the world. My nephew's almost 11, and he still says things that make me know that he's just drawing conclusions from what he's heard and from what he's seen, but, like, the basis for his ideas of the world aren't really formed yet. Of course, even more so for my niece. Well, you tell a 4-year-old that they're talking to God, and that warm light they feel on their face isn't because they're standing under a really hot light. It's because they're being overtaken by a spirit, and that if they don't do X, Y, and Z, they're damned. There's like a bunch of rules to it too. Like, once you got saved once, you couldn't be saved again. And my experience with that was my friend at the time. We were just like, you know, childhood friends, you grow apart. But we both went up. We both got saved in front of the whole church. This was a spectacle. If you've ever been a part of this, like, religion can be really theatrical and even beautiful, but this was mostly theatrical and mostly spectacle. Huge church. Massive, massive. The windows, the stained glass windows. And it's one of these big super churches that they build with, like, you know, it's got restaurants and hotels and the whole thing. So it's a big cathedral, and I don't know if cathedral's the right word, but the sanctum, the inner sanctum of the church was huge. And we refused basically to do it for the first 7 days. And so they put up, they just went all out on the last night that we were there. And the pastor gave this barnstormer, like a 2.5-hour harangue. He was sweating, he was jumping up and down, he was talking in tongues. He was talking about how there's, like, all people can be angry at God, but God is your salvation. Because there was this kid who was extremely disabled who would go to the camp every year. Yeah, wheelchair, you know, like, seizures. His hands were malformed. It was very sad. And he talked about how, like, he was so mad at God for what God had done to him, but how God had made him that way on purpose, so that he could be an example, and this, like, saved him, and saved his attitude, and all this stuff. So they get us all worked up into a frenzy. And we had this, and we were just kids. Just kids. Really going off today. No more than 6 or 7. And our group leader, I don't know, we were like Team Bunny. They had this ridiculous lion as the mascot for the Super Kids, who was, I don't know, some pervert with his hand up a lion's ass. He would do these little, like, hey kids, aren't I cute? Like, he's a cartoon character, but he's telling you some things that are really weird, like Jesus rode dinosaurs. And if anyone ever tells you that Jesus had sex, they're clearly in cahoots with the devil. You know, because just like, it's pretty convincing if you read the Bible that Jesus probably got it on with Mary Magdalene. And it's convincing enough that you have the Knights Templar in the Catholic Church to supposedly protect the bloodline of Christ. So he not only got it on, he probably had kids. But if you think that way in their branch, that's a big no-no. So anyway, she had these she was absolutely stacked. She, you know, for a young boy, she looked like those dolls you see in ancient Somalia of the, like, really curvaceous women with massive hips and breasts that men instinctually find attractive because it means they're fertile. And in our, you know, dog minds. She was like that, so she was just awesome. And I wanted so badly to hug her, to be in between those glorious breasts. And that's just hard facts. That's just real talk. I was a young boy, and you know, my instincts were saying, "Oh, I wanna hug so bad." She wanted to hug us. She would not hug us until we were saved. So anyway, me and my friend who was cross-eyed and bottleneck glasses and the whole damn thing, we go up there, we get saved. And kids are crying, and kids are rolling on the ground, and the pastor's got his, like, you know, they always have that really fancy, expensive handkerchief, and they dab their forehead and wipe their head because they're balding and stuff. I command you in the name of the Lord, let us be saved. Because Revelations is at hand. The second coming is at hand. I thought in the Catholic Church, kids are saved by default. You don't even got to do this. You're out. You're going to heaven. You're a baby. Anyway, keep getting off. We go up, and these kids are doing all this, and I just start laughing out loud. Just burst out laughing. One of those natural instincts you can't even repress because it's just gonna come. Because the whole thing is ridiculous. If you just remove yourself from the situation, and you came in and say you were an alien, and you observed this event with zero context, you'd say these people have gone crazy. This whole thing has gone, oh my God, quit missing. Has gone crazy. So I start laughing, and I look over to my friend, and he's also laughing. Now, we probably told ourselves, because I'm sure I felt guilty, that we only laughed because we felt warm because the glory of God had entered our bodies. We only felt warm, full of laughter from the euphoria that was our salvation. Now, I'd already been baptized as a baby, so I don't know how many times we've got to be saved, but okay, apparently this isn't the site. We both start laughing. But it has a happy ending because as we came back to our pews, redeemed children from our tainted and sinned hearts, our souls from birth, our leader opened her wide arms, and her massive bosom was ours to embrace for a few warm seconds. And that's maybe my happiest memory from Super Kids. And I count my lucky stars every day that I wasn't touched in my no-no square. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, well, I've been going on corn pop style stories about childhood. I try to make it to church. It's just down the road, but sometimes I'm lazy. You can't fight biology. No, you can't fight biology. I don't know that I'll ever go to church again. I just think it's mostly a waste of time. I'm sure people, oh my God. Hey, Martin Luther said your relationship with God's between you and him. If I don't got to go spend $5, to me, the point of the church is... Oh, dude, that's actually pretty good. The graphics on that are actually pretty decent for a simple texture. Yeah. I just, it's very intimate. Yes. I think it's mostly for friends. That's the main reason people go to church. I don't see why going to church somehow keeps you out of hell. But if that's what you and your buddies do and that's how you keep up, I get it. I wouldn't have had a job at Kroger if the person who worked, if one of the big up people at Kroger in our area didn't go to the same church as me. I think it's worthwhile having kids in church for that fact alone. I used to work at Kroger also. Did you like that job? Why did you shoot this? Damn it. We could have gotten 2 more samples there. But of course, idiot NPC decides let's shoot it up. That's going to be the longest part of this thing, is farming up all those samples. Dance around. as I say, I'm not like an angry person on these topics. I try to hear them out. Had good experiences, bad. Like most people, like most humans on the planet. I think 99% of people in religion are good meaning, are well meaning. Across the board. This even includes, you know, Islam. And the Shiites are the ones who believe in Shia law. I mean, I probably discount those people. I discount those people. But there's elements of that shit in every religion. The Hindus have extremists, the Christians have extremists. Hell, they still got a big mural hanging up in the Catholic Church in Vatican City. You know, the guy who preaches about like openness and the United States is like evil and stuff. The guy who lives in a walled city with lots of pillaged gold and treasure. Well, oh, whoa. Oh yeah, we've experienced this before. They've got a big painting that they hide from the public that shows a bunch of Catholics slaughtering Protestants. And, you know, thankfully we don't have that whole thing here, but that's a problem in other countries I know, and there's like bad blood still. Which is me saying every religion's got some crazy to it, I think. You're sitting in an angry chair, right? Last time they reminded some people like to take the place of Jesus and judge when we know nothing, a tiny mom and pop church. Yeah, well those are like the good ones usually. I'm pretty deeply distrustful of the mega churches. There's actually a good movie made on that subject. It's more of a climate change movie, but it writes religion really well. It's got the guy who is in Daybreak or whatever, where there's the whole society is vampires and they're running out of blood. I think it's called Daybreakers. He's been in a lot of movies. He's a good actor. It's got him in it, and he's like a local parishioner, or he's a pastor at a small church that's got like it's a historical site in the U.S. But he's good friend. Well, he's friends with the guy who's played by Cedric the Entertainer, Mega Church, and they like they have like arguments. It's a long movie, very drawn out, but it's a good flick. And they have a lot of arguments back and forth on like who's really getting it right. And his character is like, he's an alcoholic, he's got cancer, he's got a ton of problems. He was military, his dad was military, his son was military, then his son got killed in Iraq. It's a complicated movie, but they have really good discussions because there's back and forth. It's not just like, oh, the mega church is evil. The mega church pastor talks about how like they help so many people, and he gets to isolate himself, but he doesn't know what it's like to have to live and be a leader and take responsibility and like maintain a massive organization like this and to do what the works that they do and spread the word like they do. So it makes it a good movie because it's not just like, oh yeah, Joel Osteen's a dick. Who are you again, Vic? Oh, wait. That's a whole nother mission. Oh, shit. What are we doing? Or tell Captain Logan you're ready. Oh. You done looking around? Yeah, let's get out of here, Logan. Been doing this thing. Oh, my lordy. We're on a whole nother mission now. That barrel moves damn fast. There is no way any civilian in this valley had the munitions and the skill to take down both bridges. Into a lot of trouble to trap a bunch of locals and a military expedition in this damn valley. We're still gonna get this beat, I don't care. Today's the day to talk about all things, apparently. I need to figure out his name, though. Because he is a good actor. He's in a lot of stuff. Daybreakers? I think it's Daybreakers. It is Daybreakers. It doesn't have very good reviews. I thought Daybreakers was a solid movie. Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke is the actor. He's the main actor, and I believe the film is called Downfall. Which sounds like it's, you know, the Hitler in the Bunker film, but it's not. We're just sort of all over the place with this playthrough, and... Ooh, that's a big horde. So many good memories here on the Trumbull Valley map, though. I wish they would have done the whole map, and we definitely need it added to the main game. Slowest getaway ever. Dude, there's a lot of big boys around. No, let's not die, Logan. We've already lost a member of our community to bullshit. This time we need to choose the opposite guy. I know that. That'll get us an achievement. We're gonna tell asshole that his buddy's, like, dead or whatever and try to gain the other one. Isaac. That van, though. We could get some upgrade kits. I don't know that we get to do it now because of the losing Keisha.
Hey, Doc. I'm back. And I brought a new friend.
Good. Good. Come on up.
System audio. Let me make sure we're still capturing things okay. Believe we are. Oh, hey, we're at the doctor. Very soon we'll be on a plague wall. She's got some branches here. Lots of microwaves, a cooler. Hey, I'll take some of the samples, Hoffman.
I suppose all 2 years ago.
This is totally a girl with all the gifts.
Lab funded by some tech billionaire I never even met.
Man, that's a good book.
Was keeping my head down.
Let's make a DLC.
Medical parasitology. The next thing you know, the world ends, and the army whisks me off to a bunker. And the rest
Oh, look at the bullet. The casings are stuck in
before I forget.
space-time.
Take this. This information will let you upgrade your medical facility to something less medieval.
Thanks for this facility, but we're gonna need a doc.
Special kind of plague cure that provides
Physic! Yes.
infection.
Well, thanks. Now, where am I gonna put that?
I know
All right, let's finally wrap up with Captain Logan, who's like, did we really need to drive across the extent of Trumbull County for that mission? And the answer is no, Dr. Logan. No, we didn't. Okay, so the last time, what we did here was convince Isaac that try to get them both to come with us, and that didn't work out. So we just need to. You can apparently do a glitch and get them both, but I never noticed that the corn actually gets shot out of the air. That was cool. We're not going to do that this time. We also need to turn in our stuff. There's multiple vans around. But we have the paramedic. We have the ambulance, so. So it should be fine. This place really got developed on, though. They have like a wall and an outpost. So there was a mission, and we talked about it, I think, the first time we played this, but it was one of the bigger missions that these people, there was a group, an enclave here, and they have a major side mission in the main story of State of Decay 1, where you try to help them build up their fort. And it's two guys and a girl, and they're both trying to fight for her love. And it's okay, but I'm pretty sure they die at the end of it. Like the final mission, they get overrun. They either get overrun or they're killed by another enclave. But this replaying Trumbull Valley makes you think like, oh, they got pretty far. They did pretty good. Why is he still there? 99 times out of 100, those guys disappear.
Those in charge realized that city-by-city defense wasn't working. In fact, it was threatening to bleed the entire military dry. But almost to no benefit. To save this country, to save the world, we needed a new plan.
Get your ass out here.
I wanna.
Get looking somewhere else. Okay, I looked around here. I don't see any sign of Isaac.
It took 2 years, but I finally understand the drop kick and the American History X curb stomp.
Blame him for our daughter's death.
soon as we get the lumber, we need... Didn't realize this place had such good storage. We need, we almost had a food... No, we're great on resources. Great. Of all these, we need the material the least, because we're gonna get a... Stomping his way over, he's fighting the game's despawn system. Yeah. Yeah. Let's put it in the quotes. Zero context. In fact, I think Wilso, you also got in the quotes today. Or no, it was Ashton. Ashton's quote 366. No, it's Wilso. The only time I wore a gas mask, it was a bong. And Ashton had a quote yesterday. All right, you're quote 366, Jeremiah. Congratulations. Have a Owen Wilson wow.
No more Zeds to kill? Fine by me. Another outpost up and running.
We finally got to it.
That's not too bad, I guess. I could actually use this.
The thing about it
This place dry.
is if they all do turn out to be right, I'm gonna feel pretty damn stupid. 357? Oh, nice. That was lucky. Wait, 350, doesn't this take 357? Yeah. All right, good find. What, religion? Yeah. I mean, if they were really being overtaken by God, if they really were talking in tongues, like... What ecstasy we missed out on. What lost sheep. We should be fine, though, because you got to remember that... You know that one pastor that smoked all that crack? He was the one pastor who used to ramble and rave about gays. Because of that often completely misunderstood 7th Corinthians 21 that's like a man ought not lay with another man, which actually had to deal with like immigration policy and not allowing straight... People forget that men used to share beds. Abraham Lincoln shared a bed with another man for a good part of his life. Why? Because people were poor and there weren't that many beds to go around. So it was not at all considered homosexual or gay in any extent to whatever that mattered to share a bed with another man. Like, men were closer then because it wasn't, there just wasn't, they didn't think about it. They didn't sexualize shit like we do. So when it says a man ought not lay with another man, it was literally an immigration policy because there was a drought going on and had this policy to prevent food from becoming short because they were rationing to not, if anybody was passing through the village, you wouldn't let them stay the night so that they wouldn't be a drain on resources. And that one quotation has fueled the whole, like, gay people go to hell thing for, for decades. Anyway, another rant. That was another rant, but I can't even remember what I'm talking about now. Damn it. If they're right. We're all probably going to feel dumb if they're right. Why let fear drive you, especially on faith? It doesn't drive me. That's not why I still choose to believe. Mine is more based on hope. I want that to be true. I want that to be true. Because how nice would that be? How good for everyone would that be if this is all true? If there really was a Son of God, if he really did save us all, if we all really are going to get redeemed in the end. That's a happy ending to me. So I hope that is the case, and that's why I choose to believe. It's not a fear thing, though. I get what you're saying. I think you're right. I think that's well said. But yeah. Oh man, my aim is bad today. But that's not much different than other days, so. No aim assist though. We'll feel good about it. We're really truly simulating zombie apocalypse with Quincy here, missing all 357 shots. Can't let it dominate you.
One's not dead yet. I gotta catch my
Damn, that's a lot of them. Wish there was some more ammo around. I wish I would stop missing for just a second, maybe. I got 4 shots. Got to make them count. 3 shots. Got to make them count. What we need in the new difficulty, though, is 100%. Everything Blood Plague all the time. Okay, we made them count. Feel better. The big thing there is just getting to set our aim up instead of being panicked. I feel like the bigger zombies should knock down a lot more people. But it really doesn't seem to change it much. Oh no. There's too many of them, I can't even get a move in.
sure use all this better than whoever owned it last.
Hold on, let me search for food real quick, zombies. You guys okay with that? Apparently not. Bitch. Bitch. Oh, he's gonna get sick. He's gonna get sick, that's almost a guarantee now. Oh, he's in the same house that he was in last time. Boo. So predictable. What I'm hoping is maybe I can find a quick gun. Maybe one of these sheds. If there's a shed with a deer head, then we'll know it's one of the good ones. But at the same time, this is a recreation of Trumbull, basically almost identical to the original Trumbull.
No more in sight.
A little bit of aging, so maybe it works differently here. There's 557 rounds. Hey, a volleyball. Imagine playing volleyball in the midst of this shit. What are we? Hands for the ear? We're trying to seduce some women into our sex cult. Speaking of cults, man, those are the fucking scary ones. Like, self-development is real, but god dang, those are the ones that really get you these days. It's not the religious ones. People got their ear to the ground with the religious cults. It's when you say you aren't a religion and you're just here to help people, like Scientology was to begin with. That's when I think you've really got it down. You're gonna get a lot of people. A napalm like Vietnam, no doubt, Gorilla.
My science team was assigned the name Echo Lab. Initially, most
This person must have turned in their bed.
with minimal acoustic prisons.
That horde, that firecracker completely lost that horde.
My own small group explored undead biology. Specifically,
Telling me there's no gun in this whole place. But we're gonna want a gun quick, because I see Blood Plague. Mr. Blood Plague Farrell is in the building. No. Oh, there we go. That should have a gun. I think he's in the building. Oh my. Oh, okay, that's fine actually. Just excuse me. I'm just gonna run out and prepare myself. Oh, I'm infected.
Can't shake this on my own. I need some of that.
You just say Jesus. Speak of the. That's been our whole conversation today. Well, so song choices on point as always. A+ for gunslinging. Oh, we are gonna get sick. Take this, and this, and this. Man, I wish heavy weapons were better. Let's finish this mission. New phone, who this? Look, Sketch Car Cat. Sketch Car Cat is a creative, interesting person, a hard-working guy. Another fellow Ohioan. I think you'd really enjoy his stuff. He's really good at games, too. Been around for a while. He loves his community. For being here, Cat. Appreciate you, man.
Please. I just want to be alone right now. What can I say to make you leave?
I'll give you a second to calm down. What can I say to make you leave?
Bye. What can I say to make... Of course he's worried.
Okay, this time we're gonna try to get
I'm the one who got our daughter killed, and all he wants to do is talk about it.
Isaac in, because I think we got the,
Can't live with
I guess,
this up.
Dave or whatever. Too hard at work, promoted lately, more responsibilities. Well, congrats. That's what you wanted, right? I think the last time we talked, you said you were young, ambitious, looking to rise fast.
Have you told Vic that I'm dead?
I don't think I can lie to him. Not yet. I'm still planning to.
Don't leave him hanging.
Okay, this time I think we need to lie. Yeah, we need to lie. Last time we told the truth.
Not bad, but not great either.
Like everybody in our base is, yeah, pretty messed up. Makes sense. We need a staging area. Wish we could upgrade this. This we can plant seeds though. Was on a hard schedule. Thirds, a lot of work for great bonuses. 1.2k more per month, with a monthly 400 to 1.6k bonuses. And this is at that gas station. Is that right, Kat? You know, maybe when we're infected with blood plague and way overweight, it's not a good idea to go knock out an infestation. Let's go ahead and give this guy a bit of a breather, especially because he's our main dude and we gotta get him to the end for the achievements. I don't want to do too much more. I want to basically be done with it. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and do something about Keisha, but really should be taking every opportunity we get to get samples, but not gonna get a sample from that, that's for sure. I got a solid 2 new hires trained and ready. Well done, dude. So you're the manager then? They recognize my intent and appreciate it. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So even though you're busy, it's going well.
Similar infections after the outbreak.
Is that right? I hope.
Plague zombies
Hope that's what's going on.
here for quite some time. Were the Zeds evolving somehow? Was this a natural development or something artificially induced? Questions like those kept me and my team very busy.
To me faithfully. Do a little bit more. Finish this mission. Call it an episode. Oh, to me faithfully. You're saved, Vic. Let's get a gun. Let's clear out this infestation and get a weapon. Here's grease gun. We'll do it. Got a silencer. Indeed. It's great. How you been? I know it's been busy with the family. You look well. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I've been better than good. I've been better than most. Yep, we've been doing the homeschooling. And we're finding our way. We're figuring it out. I went on a big thing today about the events of the past 24 hours. We got an outbreak at our local high school. My niece was exposed because the basketball team's got it, but they're still doing like, you know how like across the state of Ohio, it's different. Some schools are like, we're going to do the full shebang. Some schools are like, we're going to do hybrid. Our school did the full shebang, which is fine. If that's what they think they can pull off and they can do it well, then go for it. But now we have an outbreak and they're just acting like it ain't no big thing. And that's frustrating me because I don't think it's just freshman girls basketball. I don't think it's worth spreading this shit for that. But they seem to think otherwise. And I think they should take a week. They should practice at home. I think they should. I know there's a way to get the mod off. Do I have to equip it? Yes. Okay. Do practice from home. They can have the coach give them the workout. They can figure it out. And I think they should have shut the schools down for 2 days, which is what the federal guidelines are. Get an outbreak, shut the school down for 2 days, do a deep cleaning. When I went to drop her off today, which was bad alone, again, Grandma's 86, underlying conditions. We have kept her quarantined and isolated, and we've all masked up and social distanced for 10 months now that this has been going on. So we're trying to limit her exposure because, of course, we're doing homeschooling. So she was going to get a ride to practice. But again, I don't even think we should be doing the practice thing. Ended up needing to be me, which, again, I don't mind taking her. It's just the context of this outbreak. And we both put on masks. I put her in the back seat and got her there. But the parking lot was full, and I just felt like, I know we can't stop our lives. I know we can't do a lockdown again. We shouldn't do a lockdown again. But we still should mitigate risks and take precautions, I feel like. Reopen the school Monday. Do practice next Monday. Then we're good. And we're good. But they're just going to go on like this isn't even happening, I guess. I guess because that's what it seems. I'm not hearing any different. What they decided to do was spot clean. There was one. And my sister does contact tracing. She's a nurse. She's been on the front line of the shit. And they contact traced and they're like, okay, well, technically the person who has it was only in contact with somebody who has it. So it should be okay. We'll just spot clean all the areas they were, and we seem to have a good contact trace on them. Well, what do you know? Come the next day, there were 3 people. We all know how pernicious the virus is, and it's airborne. So 3 is almost certainly 9, and 9 is almost certainly 18, and 18 is almost certainly, and it just goes up, and it's exponential. And I know that the fatality rate is like 0.002%, and the younger people, especially kids, are not getting the virus like that. They are, and some are getting sick, but it's been very, very low. So again, I'm not saying shut it down. I'm saying take precautions, but they're not doing it. So there, I retold you the story. And I guess that gets you caught up on my life. Otherwise, things have been good. You know, like the rest of the world, we're adapting, we're moving forward, left foot, right foot, and making the most of the situation. And we'll get through this. Pfizer's got 100,000 plus vaccine already made. You know, I think 8 months. And you're going to start to see life have a semblance of what we consider normal. Of course, we're plenty of areas already acting normal, so. Anyway, level 4, more like level up, baby. Yeah. Yeah, my county went to level 4 ago. And you're in Cuyahoga, right? With Cleveland? Yes, it's tough. Mitigating risk prevents lockdowns. That's right. And I don't think we should ever do another lockdown again. I think the cost is far too high in psychological health, the alcoholism, I mean, even women's domestic abuse issues. They can't get help. That thing pops far too fast. Too many issues with the lockdown. Don't believe there should be another lockdown, but do believe in precautions, and they're not difficult precautions. Talked about it earlier, but talk about it again. Civic responsibility. It's a simple thing. Wear a mask, socially distance, vote, get your flu shot. Me personally, I love my country. I've done all those things. I've voted, I wear a mask, I socially distance, and I do it for my fellow countrymen and my fellow citizens. Doesn't make me special. Just means I'm just like you and trying to do my part. And our part is not near as hard as beating the Japanese Empire or defeating the Germans, so. Parking lot's fucking full. Man, it pissed me off. It actually really pissed me off. Are we just gonna pretend like this isn't still happening? I get it. We shouldn't panic. We shouldn't panic.
Have you had any luck?
Okay? Isaac's dead, Vic. He's fucking dead.
I didn't want to believe this could be true.
It's all gone. It's all gone. Go kill yourself. That's how I feel about you today, Vic. I guess you can glitch this out and get them both, though. Probably right now, like, hard shut off my Xbox. We have to live life. There's no point in locking down there's no point in living if you can't live. Okay? At the same time, there's no point in acting like this just isn't happening. And that's what I saw today, I felt like. Okay, we're having an outbreak. It's at the school. We know it's happening. It's here. It's here. let's take a few days. Let's take a few days. Let's deep clean the school. Let's contact trace. Let's get a handle on it. Let's figure it out. Monday we'll reopen the school with it all figured out. We'll have the, you know, cleaning staff get some extra money in their pocket. And let's shut down the practice for a week. Simple, but I come there and the whole parking lot is just packed with cars.
That doesn't make me feel better.
And I was pissed! I'll admit it, I'm pissed. Sitting with a fucking N95 mask. I got the niece in the back seat. She's as far from me as I can get her. She's got a mask on. Are we just gonna pretend like this is not happening? Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna pretend? Alright, I'm starting to calm myself down again. Now, someone bring up a religion question. We'll go on that for about 3 hours. These people just getting drunk around here for shame, I tell you. So, well, it's all true though. The suicide, the alcohol rates, the drug rates, the domestic abuse rates. There's been a bunch of issues with lockdowns. I see France is doing a lockdown.
I heard him over the radio.
Hey, here we go. Recruit Isaac. Perfect. Really don't think it's the answer, but I think you're right, Kat. Yeah, if we take precautions, then we don't have to do it again. It didn't even prove to be that damn effective. You know, like we didn't do anything. We locked the country down for 2 damn months. At huge cost. What, we maybe killed 2 generations of the virus? It's just pernicious. It spreads. It's fucking airborne. This thing is really, really tricky. But please, please, local Hillsville municipal government. Why are we acting like it's not a problem? See, we've done good. My county has done good. Granted, we're a small area. We're rural. We stay pretty distant from one another. We're hillbillies, you know? But we're at level 1, and we're a tourist area, so we've done pretty good. Well, that level 1, the city that's just 30 minutes from us had 1,000 cases. Just yesterday. And you guys would maybe know the city, Sig and Cat. Lancaster, Ohio. 1,000 cases in Lancaster, Ohio, in a day. That is a sneeze from here.
Sounds like someone could use a hand.
Oh, we better help them. Okay, need to read. Level 4, Cuyahoga. Hi, Sig. Good man, you Sig. These people getting drunk, shame. Yep, I went and out to get my meds. I was walking 5 feet someone's flank, and they glanced over me, so I just waved ahead and kept distance and pace from them. The people who don't socially distance upset me, too. Again, I'm not like a Karen or some shit. You know, like, oh my god, how could you? But it just makes me mad because it's so fucking easy. I went to Chipotle like, it was in August, but August, July, it doesn't matter. The point is, there's little stickers on the floor, and they want you to, you know, stand, god dang it. No aim assist, by the way, so I have excuses, okay? Fuck this. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, he was ready. Okay, let's pretend I shot him in the head twice and I didn't miss like 10 shots in a row. Anyways, little stickers on the ground. It's very simple. It says, please keep your distance. Please stand here. This guy's got a business suit on. He's got no mask on. And again, you wear the mask for other people. It doesn't protect you, like a little bit, but ultimately it's about protecting other people. You wear your mask for other people. If we all do it, then we're all good. And no mask, and you just like kept standing right on top of me. And I keep scooting up and trying to find like the in-between, but he was just purposely not doing it to prove a point. Like, you're a real fucking tough guy. Just wait till you get the virus, man.
What do you want from me?
You're real tough. You're just gonna take it like a man. I don't want anything, you just seem like you needed help. Her again? Diana, that's the second time, baby.
For that.
Oh, hey.
Humans don't just help each other. Not anymore.
The flares are one of the best items in the game because they can keep a fire burning. He was just purposely doing it. Made me, I was pretty pissed. Because it's stupid. This isn't like lifting a fucking car or saving a cat from a tree or rescuing someone from a burning building. It's invisible. It will kill you from the inside out at the molecular level. There's no tough guy about it. I just checked some COVID news and saw Germany, France. Yeah, I saw that too, Maltroff. We're not going to do it here. I don't think, and I really don't think we should. Shit is going to hit the fan so hard if we do it again, dude. The economic costs have already been so bad. You know why, though? Because of fucking people like that. Or people that don't take it seriously. Like, oh yeah, I know I was probably positive, and I know I was around people that were positive, but I still decided to go out to that party anyway. I still decided I would go out to that 50,000 person party. Spanish influenza. Spanish influenza in the United States killed at least 50 million, they think, worldwide. It killed at least 1 million in the States. There were whole areas wiped out in America. Namely, secluded areas in Alaska, but still. Whole villages, no access to them. They came out in the summer of the year after, and they were gone. They were all dead. 7 soldiers coming home from Germany were told to quarantine themselves because Spanish influenza had eviscerated Europe. They were told quarantine and wait for a week, and then we'll let you out. Those 7 soldiers, they came home. They were desperate to see their family. They'd been overseas. They all broke quarantine. Those 7 soldiers became millions of dead in the United States of America. Just 7 people. You know, we got a historical marker to let us know how it works, what happens. And every time it's like you get it under control. Seriously, that's happened a bunch in my area. Again, I have to be careful, but just what I can say generally is people not taking it seriously, which is, I think, a problem in a lot of places. Unfortunately. And again, I don't believe in being a fucking Karen about it. Like, God damn, you took off your mask to eat. Common sense, follow the rules. Miss Parker! What the hell's up, Miss Parker? The badge is looking good on you. It's great to have you here. Thanks a lot for being here.